welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be making a bowl. I am using a 13-inch mold. You don't necessarily have to have a mold to make this. You can use parchment paper to create your bowl, but today I am just going to use a mold. I am in the process of mixing my resin, and I am mixing 12 fluid ounces. If you're not sure exactly how much resin that you need, one of the tricks that you can do is put water into your mold and then pour it into a measuring cup to see just about how much that you need. The resin that I am using is a 1-to-1 ratio, which means I need the same amount of my hardener as I do my resin. So I am just mixing this up. I think that the colors that I'm going to do is going to be a blue and a yellow. So I'm going to have kind of like blue to be like my basis, and then I'm going to come in with like a splash of yellow more in the center. So after we pour the resin, I am going to set this to the side, let it sit and cure for a few hours, at least 4 to 8 hours. Then I'm going to pull it out of my mold and I'm going to shape it over a bowl overnight. And I'm going to show you this entire process. So for my colors, I am using yellow mica powder from Let's Resin. And for my blue, it is a blue purple from Nodway. It's a chamelon color, and I am mixing that with a dark blue from Let's Resin mica powder. So I am just going to mix my resin in, my powder, and be right back. Look how messy my area is, guys. I tell you, I am not the cleanest resin artist. Oh my gosh, my work area is always so messy. Please tell me your work area is this messy. Okay, so I have my blue mixed. I make sure my mold is nice and clean. I'm constantly picking at it. I do use tape, and I will come in and clean my mold. Very peculiar about my mold, to make sure that there is nothing on it. For some reason, I'm constantly finding teeny tiny little hairs on it. It drives me insane. Here we go. I'm just going to pour this. I start around the edges, and I think I do want this blue to be all over. So I'm going to make a little more of this. That's a beautiful blue. Gonna make some more of this and fill this entire mold with this blue. I have my blue. I'm just spraying this with alcohol to eliminate the bubbles. Right here in the center, I have just poured what little bit of clear I had left, and it gives me this effect that you see here. So I'm just taking the little bit of clear that I have. Okay, so now I'm going to take my yellow, make sure it's nice and mixed. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But let's plop it right in the middle. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my heat gun. I'm just gonna play with it just a little bit. Okay, my table is a little off center. So as I'm doing this, it's shifting a little bit. I'm spraying this with alcohol. I am going to play with this just a little bit more, but I'm going to put it on a surface that is level. And I am just going to let this sit for about 4 to 8 hours, and then we are going to take this out of the mold, and we are going to then start to shape it into the bowl that I want it to be. So it has been sitting for about 4 hours, and now I'm just going to take this out of my mold. It's still a little tacky. I'm going to take a plastic bowl, and because I want, if you notice this side is a little duller than this side, I want this side showing inside of the bowl itself. So I am going to flip this upside down, and I am going to start to shape my bowl. So I'm just using a plastic bowl because my resin won't stick to a bowl. And this is when you can start to be really creative and kind of shape how you want your bowl to be. Just make sure that you have your flat surface here, and any of your shapes and curves don't come outside of the flat surface of your bowl. You can also flip your bowl upside down if that helps, and shape your bowl around that. I actually use some shipping tape to help hold certain pieces down that I need. So I'm just going to take this piece down, and I think I'm also going to take this piece down. And this side kind of naturally, oops, sorry. It's down, and then it looks like these other sides here also naturally lay down. So I'm just going to secure those sides as well. And then if you want to be a little more creative, you can come on these sides and kind of flip these up. Just want to be as creative as you want. This is your bowl. While it's moldable, you can really do anything that you want to with your bowl. And to hold its shape, if you need to use more tape, you can. So I am just going to keep playing with this until I get the shapes that I want. And then I'm just going to let it sit overnight and cure. And as it cures, it's going to get harder and hold its shape. And then tomorrow we're going to take it off and see what we have. All right, my friends, it's been overnight, and we're going to check our bowl. So as I was saying before, I use tape to hold my shape into place. It comes off really easily and doesn't leave any marks normally. And I always get really excited to see the final result. It's like Christmas to me. I just really love it to see what it all ends up looking like. I don't know if you guys get as excited as I did. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Okay. Almost there. I think we got one more piece. And I tend to leave my pieces on the floor just because the floor is the most level place in my home. I think I've got a piece of tape still stuck right there. I can get that off later. It's gonna bug me though because I'm gonna forget where it's at. All right, so, and I use a plastic bowl because it just pops off really easily. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that just gorgeous? That yellow on that blue turned out so beautiful. And look at the shape. It reminds me of a flower. Oh, look how pretty that is. I think the colors we chose were just gorgeous. What do you think? I'm not quite sure what that little spot right there is. But I love, love, love. I do have some bubbles in there. That's okay. Look, there's some deeper blues. Goes into the lighter blues. But again, you can shape your bowl however you want to. And even the bottom turned out really nice. Look at that. And remember, we just used the 13-inch mold. And this is what we end up with. Everybody seems to think when they see my bowls, it looks like glass, but again, because it's resin, it is extremely durable. I love this technique. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you guys for watching.